live, and let me get the. There we go. Okay, yeah. For some reason, the chat would decided to hide itself, but I figured out. Oh, boom! Let me pull up the pop out. So, uh, it should be rolling in its own little window, and it's funny. The video quality doesn't look quite as good there as it did in the preview, but I don't know. Maybe just because on my screen it's blown up or something. But anyway, welcome everybody. Um, yeah, it's. What did you get up to today, or do you know, Darren?
No, I just know that at one point it was 99.
Yeah, so it
And
probably
that was at like 7:30 at night.
yeah. So it probably got to 100, 102. I'm sure somewhere around there.
No
You know.
clue.
Yeah, but you know what? If putting up with a few days of hot weather here means that folks out west can get some rain,
Yeah.
I can live with it.
Yeah.
So, because I noticed that in the central part of the United States, when it gets really hot, that's typically when the pattern shifts and you're able to get more rain and moisture over like the Pacific and the Mountain West. So, you know,
Yeah.
it's a trade off. But anyway, welcome everybody. And okay, I'm just kind of looking over at the video, and y'all go ahead and say hello in the chat if you want, just so I know that it's still working. And okay, yay, there we go. And I know we're gonna have some prayer requests tonight, and also the Egyptology community lost somebody this week.
Who did we lose?
His name was Robert K Rittner. He was his doctoral dissertation became the book The Mechanics of Egyptian Magical Practice.
Wow.
So basically, if you're interested in Egyptian magic and you've written anything that's been published in the last 25 years, he had a hand in it. So and he was actually close to your mom's age. He was born in 53.
Yeah.
But
pretty young.
Yeah, but he had been, apparently, according to the article that somebody was kind enough to share, he had been struggling with leukemia and kidney disease, and so had been sick for a long time. But
may he rest in peace and joy in the West.
Yeah. So we'll definitely be including him in our prayers for the blessed dead. And also one of our own, Wolf, his mom had COVID, and he posted on Sunday that she wasn't going to make it, and so we probably lost her too.
I'm very, very sorry for that.
Yeah, so we have to include some people in our prayers tonight. But okay. Well, howdy. Yeah, and we're starting to get a few folks.
Is Ren here?
Not yet. We need to check on we need to check on our favorite Germanic pagan. We need to check on Ren,
and we need to not delay it a moment longer.
Yeah, because we just want to make sure she's okay too.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, but this evening, we're kind of in a space in between major festivals, and of course, a lot of people that observe the New Year when Sirius rises over their area. That's going to be, they're going to be doing that soon. It's funny, if you happen to be unable to sleep and you go outside right before dawn, and you're here in the United States. You'll see part of Orion, the constellation Orion, just over the eastern horizon before dawn. And if you know your constellations, Sirius is like right behind it. So the more of Orion you can see, the closer it is to Sirius following that. So
seriously. I do.
Well, I figured you were going to make a joke about either that or the radio station, so.
Get the drum roll.
Yeah. But yeah, I happened to be in that category of unable to sleep about a week ago, I think. And was like, well, you know what? I'm up. Let me go see. And sure enough, I could see like the top 2 stars. And of course, that's how the deacons work. You know, you get to where you can see 1 star in it, and then another one. And a couple of the deacons that are listed before you get to New Year's in the old Egyptian calendar are part of Orion. So, they're with a little work, I might be able to figure out roughly what deacon we'd be under. But that would, like I said, take some scratch paper and pen and, a little more time.
Also, wouldn't this also be the dog days of August?
Yes, this is the dog days of summer, and it is because the Romans, remember what we in Kemetic world see as Sabdet, was, Sirius is the dog star. And the Romans thought that Sirius, being in the sky in the early morning contributed to heat. And so that's where the dog days of summer come from. So, yes, that is why we are in the dog days of summer. And if I could just put in that little NBC shooting star, and the more you know, because that's what we do here.
Good quiet, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You going for the ammunition?
Well, it's the time for those cool waters. We could use those cool waters right now.
Yep.
It's very nice. So these cool waters are upon my hands, and they purify me. His techniques purifies me. Hail unto you, and true. We come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands. Purity is within our hearts. And we cast out all evil that pertains to us. You wait for me to get to that part. We are pure, we are pure, we are pure, we are pure. All right.
Gotta make sure you get yours. I'm blessing you.
You're casting aspersions. Yeah.
If I don't take care of you, who will?
Yeah. Okay, well, let me see if I can scoot this up so that it's not immediately in frame for the rest of the time. Let's see if that works. Okay, yeah, there we go. So now it is just out of frame. Was it Ian McDermott, the actor who played Emperor Palpatine, who said that that's the thing about movies. If you tilt the camera an inch or two either direction, you see a bunch of guys standing around chewing gum.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hollywood's so fake.
Yeah, well, really, it's...
It is not. Those things are real.
They are now. They're real
okay.
expensive.
Oh, yeah, yes, and Rebecca Vandrios says, this is serious, guys, come on. Talking about, yeah, serious.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, and apparently it's pretty dry up where she lives. I think she's up in Iowa, or thereabouts, and it says we need some rain. There's dry creeks up here, nothing but dry earth under the bridges, and the lakes are super low.
And it's so hot, the corn is popping in the fields.
Yeah.
Yes, Kevin Costner, build a baseball diamond. Kevin Costner, build a baseball diamond.
There are folks that probably won't get that.
If you don't get that joke, you need to watch more movies.
Well, just a field of dreams. You know,
Field
if
of
you build
Dreams.
it, they will come. So which actually it's a really good movie, and
That's a
very.
great tagline for something else too.
What if you build it? Different festival, Darren.
Yeah.
Different festival.
That's true. Vegas, baby.
Well, yes, this isn't going forth of Hathor, but some of those feasts are a little later in the year. You know, the month of Hathor, which overlaps with the second half of September going into October, and yeah, that's when you have some of the more fun and naughty festivals for Hathor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff that we can't do on YouTube.
Yeah.
But
And we start getting the fun stuff. All the sun girls know how to party.
oh, and I just saw a special Field of Dreams cereal at our local grocery store. Is that a joke or is that legit? That I just have to know. But now you got me thinking about all these other things. I got to focus. We have candles to light. Starting with our Eye of Horus. Trying to get to where the fan won't play havoc with it. There we go. Okay. Come in peace, bright Eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light. The Eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light. The Eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra and all of their abodes, till none remain. Just trying to protect it so it can. There we go. Receive the light. Now, the Eye of Horus comes to the four corners of the world, to everyone who is tuning in. And we are purified with it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
There we go. Now, there's probably there were several going forth of eye deities. I think you were saying something about sun girls have more fun or something like that. Well,
Yeah.
Anytime you look in a calendar and you see, oh well, Hathor has a going forth. Oh, and then Tefnut has a going forth. There probably some other ones would have too, because both of those goddesses can act as the Eye of Ra. Well, since we don't have something of Tefnut, we have Sekhmet, but not Tefnut. They would look very, very similar. I think if I do some artwork of Tefnut, I'll probably put her in a green dress instead of a red one. But they could both take the form of a lioness. But her husband is Shu, and so we will light his candle and say, "Honey, would you please pass on?" Our reverence for Tefnut. Yeah, and of course, Sekhmet. Because we certainly need her protection as we continue through the year. Nice. You arise in the Aketis Kefri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from noon at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, and hail and praise unto you, O Hathor, mistress of love, Hathor Nebuchadnezzar. She has many titles, some of which aren't, necessarily appropriate for YouTube.
Not PG.
Huh?
They're not PG.
Right. Well, I guess since this is for educational purposes, saying mistress of the vulva is a, that.
Well, what's wrong with that? It's
Yeah.
a great car. Leave it alone.
Okay. There we go. Hail, O Hathor, who drives a Volvo.
You're welcome.
Yes. And this is how new aspects are born, Hail and praise unto you, O Nochidu, you lords of love and lords of life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out his Fet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us and your strength being within us. I'm going to be thinking about that. These are good cards. Leave them alone. So. Oh, okay. And apparently the thing about the Field of Dreams cereal is being advertised as limited edition. But it is legit.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look for that.
If you eat it, it'll be gone.
If you offer it, they will buy it.
Okay. Are you not sure to take these? Your cool waters, which are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. Ora Horaketi, Ohato. These cool waters are the eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. Sorry, they got first dibs, but I had to have some.
May cool your hearts so that you may be refreshed.
Well, definitely needed that. Thank you. Milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, O Yunechuru, that you may be purified with it. There we go.
Wait.
What?
Myrrh.
Say what?
Wait.
There's myrrh.
There's myrrh.
Oh, the myrrh comes next. This is the incense. Start with the incense, then with the myrrh.
Oh.
Specifically the frankincense, because yes, myrrh is a type of incense, but you go, your frankincense or your kefi first, then your myrrh to finish.
Yes.
So
We're getting all incensed up here.
we give you incense. We give you incense great of purity. Its fragrance is the eye of Horus. Its fragrance comes to you, it cleanses you, it adorns you. It takes its place upon your hands. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. Take this, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the eye of Horus, Hayunetcheru. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. Okay. Sit down here. The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Hathor. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine, and your water. Now for your favorite part, Darren. Pure is Ra Horaketi within his house. Pure is Hathor, mistress of Unit, within her house. Pure are the cause of these gods with this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure. For the cause of all of these Nechiru, in every place that there are mortal cause dwell. Yes, and Unit. I was going to say, don't tell me the myrrh put you to sleep already. Close. Now you had Unu, which in the Egyptian language it means the pillar. The city of the pillar. That was in what's now a North Cairo suburb. Well, further south there was Unit, which is I guess a feminine form of it, and that was I believe that was Dendero. So that was Hathor's seat of worship, and it was in some respects a yes, she would parallel with Horus of Edfu, but also with Ra of Unu, and it was said that Dendera was given to her by her father Ra, and that was her special place, and so. So far as I can tell, there's not a whole lot of references to things back and forth between, Heliopolis and Dendera, but there might have been one or two, festivals where they got together. I think she spent more of her time hanging out with Horus. Good. Come to your body, O Ra Horaketi. Come to your body, O Hathor. Come to your bodies, O Yunichiru. Come into your invocation. Come unto us, your servants who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these your offerings and partake of them. Come, O people. Raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra, before Hathor. All life comes from them. All health comes from them. All stability comes from them. All good fortune comes from them as it has since the first time. Just a second, Shoot and Tefnut. Ora Horaketi and your son, the Osir Nisu Nebkepurura, your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings, and receive them from our hands. And now we will step over and include our candles and prayers for our blessed dead, including all of those who have passed away recently because of this ongoing pandemic, and for Dr. Rittner, or Professor Rittner, because The article that they published about him said that he had a knack for making the material easy to understand, and his lectures were very much enjoyed, and I can appreciate that. So
Let's not forget Wolfsma.
right, and anyone else that we might have lost. Oh, basis for ZZ Top.
Dusty Hill. Yes, I was going to mention Dusty.
Basis for ZZ Top. May they receive cool waters from the table of Osiris.
And cheap sunglasses.
Yes. And cheap sunglasses. Step across the camera. Horek ta henket kakao abdu senachimrahat kutnibu nofret wabet alket nacharim and kawin akupunibu ma kerunibu kirinachara. A voice offering of bread and beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense oils, and all good and pure things on which a god lives, including cheap sunglasses. For the cause of all of these Aku, who are all true of voice before the great god. Okay. So I just had to try and rub some of that lamp black off of my hand. Let's see if I get. There we go.
It's always handy to keep wet wipes.
Yeah, unfortunately, you hang on to them too long, they will dry out. Wet wipes have a shelf life. Okay. We come unto you, O Ra, as Jehuti comes, with our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your Ka shall live. Truly, your Enid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Enid says unto you, your word is law eternally. The Sped is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. May we always act with gentility and compassion, for such is the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, for such is the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such is the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, for such is the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such is the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such is the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, for such is the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. And we play the sistrum for you. I'll have your sistrum to please your heart. Praise you, O Golden One. I invite you to come to our shrine and feast your heart on dancing. Shine upon the festival night and take joy in seeing the dances. We praise the Golden Goddess and we worship her majesty. We exalt the Lady of Heaven and give chanting to our mistress. Oh, come to the procession of revelry, to the place where we wander the marsh. Your rites have been established, and nothing is left for want. We praise thee, O Golden Goddess, and worship your majesty. We exalt the Lady of Heaven and give chanting to our mistress. How the beauty of your face shines as you appear. Oh, come in peace. We get drunk looking at you, beautiful as gold, O Hathor. May the waters you provide us refresh our mouths and cool our hearts. We praise the golden goddess and worship her majesty. We exalt the Lady of Heaven and give chanting to our mistress. O golden one, how good is this song, like the song of Horus himself. Likewise, see how we dance for you. Likewise, see how we sing for you. Give that we may live and prosper. It may not always be the best dancing as long as it's sincere. Oh, let's see.
The offer from the heart is the best.
Yep. All right, here we are. Okay. And Sirah. Now come to be the words of the Lord of all. I am a tomb when I was alone. I came into being in noon. I am Ra in his rising, in the beginning ruling that which he has made. I am the great God who came into being himself, the waters, noon, father of the gods. What does it mean? It is Ra who created the names of his limbs. They have come into being as the gods in Ra's suite. I am unopposed among the gods. I am yesterday, I know tomorrow. What does it mean? Yesterday is Osiris, tomorrow is Ra, on that day of destroying the wicked foes of the Lord of all and the crowning of his son Horus. I made the battleground of the gods as Osiris, Lord of the western desert, commanded. I know the great God who is in it. I am the great phoenix who is in Yanu. I am the overseer of that which exists. What does it mean? It is Osiris, otherwise said that which exists is his body. Otherwise said, it is eternal renewal and everlastingness. Eternal renewal is the day, everlastingness is the night. I am Min in his going forth. I have placed the dual plumes on my head. I am the great cat who split the Ished on its side in Yanu on that night of war, of warding off the rebels on that day on which were destroyed the wicked foes of the Lord of all. What does it mean? That great cat who split the Ished on its side in Yanu is Ra himself, called Cat when Sia said of him, how like him by what he has done, and his name became Cat. Wrongdoing is overthrown, evil is destroyed. I have seen Ra born of the hindquarters of the great flood. If he is well, then I am well, and vice versa. And so, well, to start off, because I know we're going to have requests, but for those folks that, we love and that we're thinking about, we'll say another prayer of blessing. Hear us, O Ra, O great Lord of Yanu, and place your arms of blessing around our loved ones. Let them rejoice in your bounty, and their hearts take joy in your kindness. Tell Neat and Upwoj to open their ways for them, and may you protect them with your strong arm of compassion. For you are the All-Lord, the Lord of Ma'at. Holy and splendid is your name. Khepri at dawn, Atum at dusk, Ra Horaketi as you rule the nine. And I'm going to peek over and see if we've got any requests. Oh, and Yodi, don't worry about being late. It's okay. All right. Prayers for Amanak's grandmother. Have a long life. And help it from Juji with math classes. And request to Juji for help with meditation. Okay. All right. Now, it says that the connection is kind of unstable. Hopefully, nothing's cutting out, but I'll resume with that. Hopefully, Jehuti can also help us with our.
Yeah, if it is cutting out, it's probably because of the heat.
Yeah, that's right. the heat
Internet
does.
can be affected by the heat very, very much.
Yeah, and I noticed last night, you're having issues with the connection. So, yeah. Well, that's this time of year.
At least as far as the phone goes, it's pretty stable.
Okay, well, here's hoping. So far so good. But actually, because of the way our calendar works, the Jehutet and Wagi, because that's kind of a like a weekend thing, I guess. It's two combined holidays on the Egyptian calendar, and that will be next week. So that'll be a Osiris and Jehuti Palooza.
So does that mean they're thinking about dying?
Or
they're writing about it?
Jehuti. No. Actually, to give you a little bit of background on the Wagi, you have three main feasts of the dead in the Egyptian calendar, and the first one in the year is the Wagi, and that is sort of like Osiris's Jubilee. I'm convinced that there's an astronomical connection to it, because if you think about it, by that point in the year, the constellation Orion, which is associated with Osiris, would be high enough in the sky that it might have been reaching a certain part of the sky that symbolized something to them. And that was when he was believed to take a boat ride, basically, down to Abydos.
Oh.
And, if you consider that the ecliptic in the night sky, that's that particular part of it was considered a waterway, in Egyptian thought. That's, he's getting, into his boat in the sky, so we're going to observe the festival for it. And the Jehutet feast has to do with the fact that the lunar calendar and the solar calendar are a little bit off. The months, you had kind of like an extra time. So this was the point when the lunar calendar caught up. And so that's why it was associated with Jehuti. And so they ended up doing that together. And I think if you read the description that Herodotus gave of festivals in Egypt, I think one of the ones that he's describing where they, of course, he equated Osiris with Dionysus, but he talked about a festival for Dionysus and the moon together. And I think that's what he was talking about. So it was something that was still being celebrated even by his time.
Wow.
So, but that's what we'll be doing next week. And it goes all the way back there. There's one night when you also honor Anubis as well. So, he gets to tag along for the party. So. Oh, and you know what? I also need to point out that this weekend coming up is also Lammas or Lunasa, for folks that observe the wheel of the year, the more mainstream pagan thing. So yeah, because that's Lammas is always the day after my birthday.
Yes, and tomorrow is her birthday.
Yeah. Well, the thing about the eve of Lammas tide, that's my birthday.
Yeah.
Also, apparently Harry Potter and the author of Harry Potter share that birthday as well.
Don't let them mar your day.
Well, I like to joke. I wish we shared a bank account too.
Me too, because I need some me time.
Imagine the damage we could do with that. Just let me write a couple of checks. But anyway, so since we got some requests for Jehuti, hail and praise unto you, O Jehuti, thrice great God, the son of Ra, Lord of Khemnu, wise one and you knew. You report to Ra every morning. Messenger of humankind, you know people by their speech and judge them by their deeds. Those true of voice before Osiris, their names are in your list. The Aeneid gives you praise as you guide the bark of millions, as you cast out the evil one, as you change strife into peace. You know all secrets, all books, all deeds, the fleeting moment, the hour of night. No report to Ra is forgotten. Your words endure for eternity. Friend of the people, wise and impartial, great one, Lord of Ma'at. O Jehuti, please be with those who are still in school, who are trying to learn and pursue their studies in spite of all the upheaval from this pandemic. And to everyone that, has anxiety about, tests or a particular subject, be with them and help them to, see clearly, and perceive, let Sia be with them so that they can have the wisdom and insight to further your work. And also for those that are, seeking to quiet their minds and to gain mastery of skills like meditation, be with them and, show them the ways safely and effectively. And Hathor, because Hathor is, one who crosses between worlds. If you would be so kind as to help those that are seeking to understand and to be able to perceive beyond the veil, and be with them and protect them so that they again can learn and grow in their skill and do so safely. And Jehuti, I'm sure you have a handshake and some special words at the very least for Professor Rittner for furthering your work. Yeah. Okay. So another prayer request: health and medical stuff, a better job, and a safe, easy birth for Andrew.
Amen.
Okay. Yes. And someone says, "Happy early birthday! Thank you." And a prayer request for my cousin's wife. She lost her unborn child a few months back, and it still affects her. And better health for mom.
Oh,
Yeah.
please be with her in her grief,
Yeah.
and please get her some counseling help.
Yeah. Because that, we know women that lost a child, and it's really sad what happens sometimes because they can end up blaming themselves. Sometimes their partner isn't very supportive, and their partner will blame them for it.
Right.
And that's the most tragic thing because nobody intends to do that.
Right.
It's not their fault. This thing just happens. And so we asked Tauret to be with our friend's cousin who lost her child, Hathor, who also is a patroness of women and mothers and a patroness of love. Put your arms around them and give them comfort and let them know it's going to be okay.
What about Sekhmet?
Sekhmet too. Sekhmet is also a mom. Let me check. Okay, good. The candle is still burning. It just, wasn't quite as bright. There we go. Yeah.
While you're at it, you might as well ask Moot and
Yeah.
Meat.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So there are lots. Yes, there are lots of moms, in the shrine, and they all understand. Hail Sekhmet the Great, the Eye of Ra, who hides him within her iris. Hail Sekhmet, sovereign mistress of light, who moves in brightness. In peace, Sekhmet, mistress of darkness, at whose setting the dusk comes. In peace, Sekhmet, mistress of fear, whose seal brings death. Hail unto you, Sekhmet, daughter of Ra, who loves Ma'at, who detests Sfet. Most holy of the gods, one seeks life in you. And may you also offer health and protection for those who have requested it. Long life for our loved ones. Life, prosperity, and health. And peace and comfort for those who are grieving.
There's a friend of mine who's they've been having troubles constantly. She's trying to find a wheelchair. Well, obviously I can't help her financially, but I wouldn't mind trying to pray for her.
Absolutely, and of course I'm a firm believer in you say prayers to cover the things that are not in your power, but you do what things are in your power. And this is some friends. Are they in your area?
Oh no, they live in South Carolina.
Okay, well, you know what? We might, if they need a wheelchair, we might still be able to find out. And this is advice that goes for anybody. If you need help with something like that, finding a wheelchair or something with disabilities, look for the independent living center in your area. And a lot of times, you can, and it's going to say Center for Independent Living. It's not going to be like a residence or something like that. No, this is a particular type of place that what they do is if you have a disability, they help you find information and services and referrals and things like that in your area. So message me later and we'll see if we can find something for them so that they can get a wheelchair.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And that's how we were able to help why can I not think of his name right now? I hate it when that happens to me because it's like the personality and everything. I know roughly where he lives, but he was having trouble because his family in another part of the country had run him out and called him a witch and all these other things, and he was trying to get disability reinstated and all that, and we sent him someplace and we were able to help him out. So Orion.
Yes.
Yeah. But okay. And I have plenty of fortune cookies if anybody has a request for those. And also, I hope connection is unstable. Yeah, I hope we're not, stalled or anything. Okay. All right. Okay, so Wolf and Almanac. Wolf, big hugs. We hope you're doing all right. I mean, I know that you've had a tough week. And, if you need something, you can let us know. But we will start with the divination. Here we go. All right. That's weird. It's like, just so this one. Okay. Wolf. It says, always a valley before a hill. You know what? I think that's an encouraging sign. Always a valley before a hill. Hang in there. And Amanakt, you are next. So, all right. This one is yours. Amanakt, yours says, it's kind of fun to do the impossible. So, stay optimistic. And don't let yourself. This might be a key to unlocking something in your mind. Don't tell yourself, "Oh, I can't do it." Say, "Well, you know what? It'll be fun to go for it." So, that both of these sound very encouraging. I think this is their way of saying, "Y'all hang in there." Okay. And Sarah, you are next. And wow. Sometimes I just have them that they just call. It's like, okay, right here. Sarah, it is better to show appreciation than to take things for granted. So there might be some good things that are going on. There might be some people that you need to, that need to hear from you, and let them know what they mean. It is better to show appreciation than to take things for granted. Okay. And Yodi. It is your turn, Yodi. Okay. Wow. Yodi, it says, look for the dream that keeps coming back. It is your destiny.
That's interesting.
I think that's a pretty clear, okay, you know what it is. Luke, it is your destiny. Hopefully something more positive than that, but yeah, so look for the dream that keeps coming back. It is your destiny. Okay. Oh, cool. I'm wondering how to thank Tauret for protecting me and my baby. You know what? That might be her way of saying, just, just say so. Just give some prayers. Okay, and Alejandro. Oh, there we go. That one jumped out. And Alejandro, it says knowledge is power. And now the vibe that I'm getting, and this, tell me if this matches, but there might be something you're not sure about because there's some information you don't have. Go find out, because that will give you power to make a better decision about something. Knowledge is power. Okay, and Alex. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because you. Sorry about that, because I noticed, you were right after Wolf. Okay, Alex. Wait a minute. Okay, this one keeps. Keeps calling to me. So there we go. Alex, it says never depend on others to make you happy. You can do it yourself.
Damn. It's about as point blank as it gets.
Yeah, there may be somebody that you've been waiting on. Don't wait on them. And you may be waiting to hear something from them, and that's not important. What's important is what you do for yourself. Okay. Wow. Awesome. Cool. So far, so good. Tell you what, I'm going to give you guys a minute if you got any more requests or for prayers or for divinations and so on. And for the Wagi and the Jehutep feast, of course, that it's in Circle of the Sun. There's actually a part where I talk about that in this book, but we know that in the Old Kingdom, before the worship of Osiris became widespread, that particular festival was a big day for not Jehuti, for Anubis. But then it kind of so we know that this was a festival of the dead, an early season festival that they had for a very long time. But then it got woven into the Osiris myth, as that gained, prominence, and so Anubis got woven into that as the son of Osiris, of course, and then what really was interesting to me because I went to Barnes and Noble and picked up one time. This was before the pandemic. They actually had a cheap copy of the Histories by Herodotus. So I was like, oh well, this would be cool to actually get the whole thing instead of just reading bits of it quoted elsewhere. And he describes this feast for the moon and Dionysus, and he said that was the only point in the year where people would eat pork. And what they would do is they would slaughter a pig if they could afford it. Otherwise, they would just make something, that was in effigy. But they were killing the enemy of Osiris, basically, in the form of a pig. And so, and the rest of the year they wouldn't touch it. And I thought that was interesting. So they're, I guess if you wanted to, have some barbecue ribs or something, that would be the time to do it.
Of course, other places in the country, they probably would just eat pork.
Yeah, it wasn't the some of the other things that he described, you did kind of have to scratch your head about, but, sitting there trying to kind of say, all right, what is this match that sounds familiar? And, that was, something that, like I said, I wonder if, that was, a part of it that it might have been like a folk practice, and it didn't get written down like in monuments and stuff, but that might have been something that the average people did.
That's kind of like whenever people would make bread effigies of Apophis, and everybody would chop it up and eat it.
I don't remember. Get with me on where that.
I'm trying to remember where I saw it too.
Okay.
But I think I remember somewhere.
Oh,
it
goodness.
might have been. Someone may have wrote it.
Oh, by the way, yeah. Well, much love and prayers to our pal Rose. She had to step away because she had a cut open, and she didn't want to bleed on her shrine. So we hope that heals and that she can get that closed up. And we love you. The segment be with her. But by the way, I did get your link about the Temple of Hatshepsut. I'm gonna have to watch that later. But we were talking about the ramps to the front of the temple. So
those are mine. She told me.
Yeah. But and Amin, after saying his fortune, it's fun to do the impossible. I'm kind of scared. Hope that means, just in your mind,
If success isn't scary, you're already beyond it. Do something more.
That's an interesting thought. If success isn't scary, that means you're already beyond it. Move on to the next thing, the next challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you're what about to be a senior in high school? I think or in college. Either way, don't. It seems it may seem scary. Don't let it.
Remember, most people graduate high school. It's not that scary. Most people can do it.
Okay, yeah, he's in high school. Yeah, don't worry, you can do it.
Yeah, it's not bigger than you.
Okay. And by the way, Yodi says, oh my freaking God, I missed Darren's commentary. So,
I love you too, Yodi.
yeah.
By the way, Sharon, I'll take a cookie.
Okay. All right, for our pal Yamanu. Oh, there we go. And that one just. I think you got two of them in here.
Aha.
Now, one of them may not have fortune in it. I don't know, but we'll see. Let's see what we got in here. So that could be symbolic too, because I know you've got Shannon tuning in with you. So two folks in the same household with a common. Wait, no. Oh, okay. Oh, hey, there's two of them in here. Wow. Yeah, we know this was yours because there's two of them, one for each of you. Okay. Now they say, for the first one, love is on its way. The second one, look around yourself. Your answer is nearby.
Okay. Good. Thank you very much. And I thought about it. That reference, it may not have been eating Apophis. It may have been eating pieces of, it was someone else in effigy.
Well, in the Feast of Victory that they would have in Edfu, they would cut up a hippo, and there would be cake, or pieces, and I think there were also
That's
snakes.
what it was. Yes.
Yeah, there was an interval where they would also, cut up snakes, and it was, there were cakes that were distributed to the crowd, and it was eating the enemies of Horus.
Right.
No, what's really funny is I went one time to a World Market, and they had these cookies that are from Sweden, I think, somewhere in Scandinavia, and they were hippo shaped. And I was like, oh, well, check this out. So I think I did a display for World Religion Day that year, and I got some of those hippo cookies and put toothpicks in them. So, Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah. If I dig, I might have pictures somewhere. Oh, and one other thing, I do. I've got an exclusive video for Patreon to put up, and that's like for the top tier stuff. And I'm going to try and start getting some stuff for everybody, like, because I know there's some folks that are just basic tiered. I want to try and give you guys more goodies, and also I'm working on editing some videos for my other channel. So if you want to hear Darren and myself and our Padawan Morgan talk about fan geekery, that's hopefully coming up very soon. So
That's golden age, isn't it?
okay. Oh goodness. Oh, you know what? Poor Rose got blood on my ritual dress. Well, you know what? Another thing that will remove blood is milk.
Milk. May they taste it in their shrine.
Well, I guess this is milk for cleansing, but yeah.
Pray and ask them if you can have it when they're done.
Well, no. To wash something out?
Yes.
Huh. Okay. But and by the way, what is my other channel? My other YouTube channel is Golden Age Video, and you will see actually when the icon should look. Hopefully, if I can not take things out as I step across, but
She picks up a card and she throws it back.
I remember it had a Nemes.
huh? Yeah.
Well, Nemes.
Yeah. So let me see if you can see it. There we go. But yeah, that's the little logo, and my little pharaoh icon. Yeah, and which incidentally, the design for that, I was inspired by the logo that they used for the Ramesses the Great exhibit in 1989, because I got to see that when I was 11 years old, and apparently very cute.
They're like an Egyptian.
They've always been very cute.
Well, see, when I went to the exhibit, remember, I was 11 years old, okay, and I got my mom to make me, a collar, and we put together a Nemes, and if you remember the video that I did on the headdress, I showed it at one point. And so I'm dressed in that to go to this exhibit, and I remember I was looking at some things in the gift shop, and there was this couple that walked by, and since I think one of them muttered something about I'd love to take her home. I'd love to take you home. I'm like, were they talking about me? So I guess somebody thought I was cute,
New York.
You'd be like, sure, take me.
Yeah. But anyway, so the logo for that was the inspiration for the logo and for Golden Age Productions or Golden Age Video is what the channel is, and that's the one where I have things like my senior animation project and stuff like that, and I don't get to put things up there as often because it takes longer to do them, but there you go. So, yeah. Yes, and it's funny. I made the Golden Age Video channel first, actually, and then like about a year later, I started the Kemetic channel to just try and keep things separate. But I know I've got a nice playlist for if you like listening to techno. I have a trance playlist. Yes, thank you, Darren.
You're welcome.
Yes, he's trying to provide a baseline. But yeah, I also have some other stuff there. Anyway, and thank you guys so much for for offering to subscribe. That'll be really awesome. And like I said, I'm working on another video that'll be my project next week, so I can get that up. And, we can start doing some, like I said, some fan geekery. So, okay. Well, I don't want to keep you guys too long, but know that I'm glad to see all of you, and I hope everyone is doing well. And I think we have some really positive messages for us in the cookies, certainly. So I hope everyone, sees, life, prosperity, and health come their way. So. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Unu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Aeneid, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Geb at the earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the shrine of Shanit in Unu, endures. As the name of Oster, Kentiamentiu endures. As the name of Aset in Necheru endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pe endures. As the name of Wachit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehuti in Chemenu endures. As the name of Ra in the Aket endures likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Hathor, O Yunecheru. May you go forth in peace, O Ra, O Hathor. May you go forth in peace, O Necheru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Menjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Alrighty. Well, guys, thank you so much. I hope you all have a wonderful week. And I will even put it in print. Okay. See you next week, guys.